Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Thanksgiving Turkathlon Relay Race. Thank you all so much for joining us today. This should be a lot of fun. This is going to be a two-team, 6 players per team relay race of NES games. 6 of the most popular ones. Really just 6 of the ones that I knew the most about because I'm going to be restreaming this, so I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about here. This should be a lot of fun. It's Team Pumpkin Pie versus Team Pecan Pie. And if you follow the channel, you should have access to 2 emotes. One that's a slice of pumpkin pie, one that's a slice of pecan pie. So go ahead, follow the channel, and you can spam that in chat all you want to kind of root for whoever you want to root for. So let's see those go in the chat. There we go. There we go. Everyone's spamming it. Love to see it, man. Love to see it. Now you can go ahead and type exclamation relay into chat if you'd like to find a little more info about the race itself. You can see who's on each team. You can see the list of games. That should also be on the stream, the list of games. But yeah, Team Pumpkin, it's going to be the Retro Runner, GT Ace, SBD Wolf, Jacoby, Satoko Addict 96, and K3. And Team Pecan, we got Arcus, Cosmic, Trisk, Mitch, Prizzy, and J-Durg. So this is a stacked lineup, man. A lot of these guys are either world record holders, top 3 in their respective games. I mean, these are some of the best NES players in the world, okay? And a lot of people, oh my god, you got Arcus, Cosmic, Mitch. These are big, big names on Team Pecan, but let me tell you, man, Team Pumpkin is no slouch. And if you add up the PBs of each runner on both teams, it actually adds up to the exact same time at the end of all 6 games. So I don't know who's going to win this. It's going to be so friggin' close. Can't even imagine. But I'm going to go ahead and check in and make sure we're ready to go. First up, it's going to be Arcus and the Retro Runner racing Ninja Gaiden. There might be a few hiccups when I'm switching from player to player at the end of each leg of the race. So my apologies there. I might have to recrop a little bit. I had a couple issues with that when I was setting this up, but hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. I like to see all the emotes, man. This is awesome. Love to see it. But yeah, so it's a 6-game relay race. We're thinking about an hour and a half to 2 hours for this to be complete. Kind of reminiscent of, I don't know if anyone was around when Best of NES did their Pass the Torch relay races. This is like 6 or 7 years ago, but reminiscent of that, except only 6 games instead of 10. Starting off small. Just waiting on confirmation. Alright, we are going to get this underway in just a moment. Alright, and we should be off as soon as the stream delay catches up. And here we go. The Retro Runner and Arcus, we are off. These are the 2 best Ninja Gaiden players in the world. It's a dead heat early on here in 1-1. Alright, Arcus gets a knockback. Not a huge deal. Does only lose you about a second. Not a huge problem. So Retro Runner is the current record holder in this game. He has an 1132. Arcus, of course, held the record for many, many years. He is in 2nd place right now with an 1134. And we're starting it off here in stage 1-1. Really nothing too big to worry about. The boss fights in this game are pretty crazy. I'll turn up the game audio. I see people saying that. Pretty crazy boss fights, man. Spin Slash just takes them all out in one hit. The exception being in Act 3 when you can't get Spin Slash. Alright, Act 2, again, pretty tame act. You're generally not going to lose or gain a ton of time unless you die, which is fairly unlikely in Act 2. Slashing their way through. And you can see them do wall climbs up these walls. You have to kind of jump off of the wall and then jump back to it. Arcus not doing as many as the Retro Runner, just playing it a little bit safer. But yeah, each time you kind of jump off the wall like that, you're saving about a tenth of a second. So flip and flop up into the top part of 2-1. It's about a 5-second lead right now for the Retro Runner, so he's already opened it up, kind of avoiding the mistakes in Act 1 that Arcus made, and also just playing it a little bit riskier. And I think it's going to be a trend of this race. Retro Runner is going for a little bit more of the risk. Arcus was very consistently getting low 12-minute times in his preparation, and I saw the Retro Runner get as low as an 11:37, but he also had many runs that he did not finish. So he's going for the risks. He could be more deaths on the Retro Runner side, but still two very consistent players here. Pretty nice 2-2 so far from both runners. And you can see once you have Spin Slash, you're kind of making easy work of all these enemies, just flinging them off of you as soon as you touch them. And that does it. Oh, okay, a knockback from the Retro Runner, so Arcus may be catching up a little bit. The deficit is still about 5 seconds at entering the Act 2 boss, which is, once again, very, very easy. Just run into them with Spin Slash and jump. Alright, Act 3. This is the only act in the run that you cannot pick up Spin Slash. They're going to be picking up the Art of the Fire Wheel in this level to use on the Act 3 boss. Arcus calls this the Bob Ross level, because it looks like a Bob Ross painting in the background. And there's the Fire Wheel. Retro Runner has it. Arcus looking to pick it up here, and he does so nicely. No need to go for a backup. And a 1:30 on the timer for the Retro Runner. Nice 3-1. Eat that cottage cheese. They work into 3-2. Now, there's something really risky they could go for at the end here. I think they're going to play it safe and go for the Bumble Tumble instead. I'm confident Arcus is going to. We'll see what Retro Runner does. And a nice double bird boost there for Retro Runner. Yeah, it looks like he's setting up for the Bumble Tumble. It's a smart way to do it here. So you're going to take damage, and then walk right through that enemy, and you're good to go. Arcus' turn. Bumble Tumble, and he's on through. Alright, Act 3 kill. Nice, safe, and consistent there from the Retro Runner. Arcus going for his own boss kill. He takes damage, but still a very nice boss kill. Alright, pretty neck and neck here through Act 3. There haven't been any big, major mistakes. Nothing crazy. Act 4, this is the last not too crazy act in terms of, really anything too difficult. It's pretty consistent. You could die, but Acts 5 and 6 are when it gets a lot more risky. So you just saw Retro Runner go for a boost off of that bat. I don't think Arcus is going to. You see, he goes down and plays it safe. He has to jump on the wall. It loses a little bit of time from that. No boosting off the bird for the Retro Runner. Arcus going for the wall climbs. And they're through Act 4-1. 4-2, pretty much known for having the best music of all the stages in the run. Both Retro Runner and Arcus have a different song that they sing here. Retro Runners is about killing people, and yeah, don't think Arcus is going to be singing that one. So, both runners have Spin Slash again. That will come in very handy on the Act 4 boss. Finishing up 4-2 now. So it's about the same amount of lead for the Retro Runner. It's like maybe 5 or 6 seconds. We'll see that probably Act 5 is one that's going to change in either direction. 4-3 is a pretty consistent level. And you can see once you have Spin Slash, everything just bounces off you. You destroy everything you come in contact with. This enemy, no good. This enemy, that enemy, no good. These two guys, dead. That guy, dead. When you have Spin Slash, it's just so easy. You can see Retro Runner go for a boost off the bullet. There he goes. Arcus, a little bit of a hiccup there, but he's able to get back up. And does the boost off the bullet. And ending 4-3. Pretty nice stage from Retro Runner. Act 4 boss, instantly dead. Jump and hit it with Spin Slash and it's over. Guys, I'm seeing in the chat, there is no timer on screen. We don't really need a timer because they are racing directly against each other. So we can tell who's in the lead and who's going to win by who's in front. Alright, 5-1. This is one of the hardest levels in the run. Okay, Retro Runner fails to get the boost off the first guy. We'll see what Arcus does if he goes for the manip, and he does and doesn't get it, but still going to gain a little time over what the Retro Runner did. Retro Runner going to climb up this wall now and keep on moving. There's a boost he can go for up here. And boost off the bird. Kill the bird and go for the second boost right here. Nice work there from Retro Runner. Alright, Arcus playing it a little safe with that bat, not wanting to take any chances, and Retro Runner's lead is building. He's going for more risky strategies, and it's paying off right now. He hasn't died, he hasn't taken any serious time losses, and you can see he's a full screen ahead of Arcus now. 5-2, a lot of places it can go wrong. You need to make sure you have enough spin slash here. It's really, really important because there's a lot of enemies you need to use it on. Retro Runner using spin slash very nicely. Arcus doing well too. Now this screen, we'll see what Retro Runner goes for. He will just drop, nothing too risky, and the boost off the bird is successful. Arcus now, we'll see what he does. Last screen of 5-2. It looks like the same. Oh, he's going over the wall. It's a little bit safer. Not a bad move. And he gets the boost off the bird. Pretty nice ending to 5-2 for both runners. 5-3, once again, you're going to want to use your spin slash and focus on your wall climbs. There's a couple places where they could die, but as long as you use your spin slash, it's not going to be too much of a risk. SP boost coming up for the Retro Runner. He's going to boost off this group of enemies. And there he goes. Nice SP boost. Arcus now in the SP boost room. And he gets it. Retro Runner not getting trolled by the Hammer Brother. And yeah, I mean, what you're seeing right here, this is a very consistent run from both players. It's just the Retro Runner is going for more risky strategies, doing more wall climbs, more little things that save like 1 second here or there. Neither runner has had a big mistake. Neither runner has died. But the result of the risky strategies is that Retro Runner has the lead right now. I think it's close to a 10-second lead at this point. 6-1, this is the calm before the storm. 6-1 is not a very difficult stage. There's some minor things that can go wrong. But yeah, I wouldn't expect anything too crazy here. 6-2 is maybe the hardest stage in the whole run other than the final bosses. So we'll have to see what happens there. But a nice 6-1 for the Retro Runner. Alright, here we go. 6-2, a lot of randomness with the enemy positionings. There's a lot they could go for that's really risky, but I think they're going to play it a little safe, especially toward the end. So here goes Retro Runner. A nice first screen so far. Arcus looking good as well, using the star. I don't think Arcus is going to go for this jetpack ninja boost that the Retro Runner just did. And he is not. He's playing it safe. Small time loss. Wall climbs there for the Retro Runner, not going for anything too risky. And this room that Retro Runner is in would be really hard, but since you have spin slash, it is quite trivial. Last room, 6-2, there's a very risky boost they could go for, but they're going to go ahead and play it safe and not go for the crazy boost that saves. I think it's less than a second. It's not even a second time save if you get it. And there is risk of dying. So both players will wait for the boost like you see Arcus doing right there. And he's through. 6-3 is still a pretty tricky stage. It's not as bad as 6-2, but there's a lot that can still go wrong. Making his way through, both runners. Arcus getting the boost up top. That can sometimes go wrong. Both runners made it through nicely. These are two very good race times we're seeing right now. Retro Runner gets the pickle boost. Just no major mistakes from either runner. This is this is a pretty impressive opening act for both Team Pumpkin and Team Pecan. I don't think either runner's going for the beer full of belly boost in this last room. And here we go. Time for the boss fights. The first phase is quite easy. You use spin slash on it. He's instantly dead. Arcus now going into the first boss room, but it is time for Jackie-O. You gotta mash on Jackie-O, and you gotta mash quickly. We'll see what kill the Retro Runner gets. Pretty good. Okay, he wasn't able to turn around. He's gonna lose a bit of time. It ends up being okay. Can't get this last hit in. Finally is able to get it. It turns out to be about a 3.5 round fight. Arcus now. Pretty nice fight from Arcus. Almost getting the 2-rounder. Ends up being about a 2.5 rounder. That's a pretty good fight. Arcus just made up some time. The Demon. The Retro Runner's gonna go for... Yeah, he's going for it. He's not killing the tail. Oh, he could die here. Oh my god. If he had gotten hit one more time, he was going back to the start of 6-1. Really, really risky there from the Retro Runner, but it worked out. We are moving on. It is time for SMB2J. GTA's taken over. Might need to work on my cropping a little bit. Arcus takes down the Demon as well. Really nicely done. GG to both runners. My apologies, guys. Just setting up the cropping. We can talk about SMB2J. Crop. And pull it over. Alright, SMB2J, two of the best runners in the world right here, GTAce and Cosmic. This game, a lot can go wrong. Stuff can go south in a hurry. In theory, it should be reasonably consistent, but there's enemy patterns that can really mess with things. Let me go ahead and update the runners. We've got GTAce on Team Pumpkin, Cosmic on Team Pecan, and I want to see how much of a lead GTAce has here. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be close to 10 seconds. That was a really nice run from both runners in Ninja Gaiden, but especially the Retro Runner. That was pretty impressive. Alright, so 1-3, you can see GTA's already powered up partway. He's got his Mushroom, he does not yet have the Fire Flower. Cosmic still has to pick up them both, but oh, a death for GTAce, and just like that, Cosmic has taken the lead, and we're going to go ahead and switch the game audio over to him. Wow. I mean, just like that, the benefit that the Retro Runner did from his risky strategies is wiped out. Cosmic is in the lead. Not a huge lead. This is really, you know, maybe 5 seconds, if that. Still, man, that's something. Alright, Cosmic working his way into 1-4. The castle levels in this game can be so difficult for a race because you don't know what pace you're on, and the patterns in the castle are determined by what frame rule you get there. Alright, Cosmic taking a hit. Still going to be ahead of GTAce here. GTAce working his way through the castle, waits on the fireballs. That's had to wait quite a bit there, and he takes down Bowser. This is pretty close. I mean, after all that, it's a very small lead for Cosmic, but he's also going to have to power back up, so it might be close to even. Very close race as we move into 2-1. Cosmic gonna have to power back up. He gets his Mushroom here, and you can see GTAce is taking the lead. Man, swinging back and forth. Now, it's very important to get your Fire Flower back, and there's two reasons. First off, this is a much easier game to play if you have Fire Flower. I mean, you can get stuff out of your way. You don't have to wait for Piranha Plants or do jumps on the lips of the pipe. Both of those are huge, and GTAce gets his flagpole despawn. You can see the flag despawned on his side of the screen. Cosmic not able to get it. GTAce discovered that trick, and it saves about 0.7 seconds, so just picking up a little bit more over Cosmic. Anyway, back to the Fire Flower. It's good because you can clear stuff out of your way in the stages, but also in the castle levels, the bridge, if you kill Bowser with fire, the bridge doesn't have to crumble. It saves a couple seconds by not having to play that animation. So basically, if you lose Fire Flower and you're speedrunning this game, you want to get it back right away. That's very important. And in some cases, like you saw right here, it can be even more important, or more costly than taking a death if you lose your Fire Flower. Alright, moving into 2-3. Pretty nice start for both runners. Little bit of a hiccup, but at the end of the day, we're pretty much in the same spot we were before either runner took over. About a 10-second lead for GTAce. So you can see them both clearing enemies out of their way with the Fire Flower. GTAce having to hold up a little bit. But yeah, it's worth noting, this is such a hard run for races. Really, if you get a really good run, the world record I think is 21:16. If you get a really good race run, you can be in the 21:20s or 21:30s. But I think the best practice race I saw either of these guys get was in the 21:40s. Switch audio back. There's a couple clips you can go for in this level. You saw Cosmic go for one and miss it. GT Ace takes down Bowser. We are through. Yeah, especially as we get to the later castle levels, they get really, really intense with the patterns these guys are going to have to deal with. The early ones aren't quite as bad, but yeah, once you get to like 5, 4, and beyond, the castles can just be stupidly brutal. It can be pretty bad. So, World 3, what we're going to be looking for in this world is 3-2. It's the first water level in the run, and it's very similar to the castles in that the patterns really, really matter. If you get a bad pattern, especially this is going to really apply in 6-2, but also 3-2 to an extent, you can very easily take damage, you can very easily have to slow down. Both of these runners are going to want to be very careful in 3-2. Good news is they both have Fire Flower, so what they can do is they can crouch down. I think this is what they're going to go for. Okay, they're going to keep fire. They're going to keep fire. You can get a glitch where you only have the small Mario hitbox, but if you do that, then you can't have fire to clear enemies out of your way, so they're going to take the fire. Pretty smooth start for both runners. Nothing too great. Okay, Cosmic, you saw there's a cheap that was in his way. He had to clear it. Pretty consistent 3-2 so far, though. No major slowdowns. Cosmic's having to swim his way through some trouble, but... Alright, a nice 3-2 there for GT Ace. Cosmic following behind him. And he is through as well. Okay, no one taking hits, no one dying, no one having to slow down way too much. Pretty nice 3-2 for both runners. But yeah, like I was saying, the world record, it's 21:16. I think GT Ace is at 21:19, just behind him. But race times in the 22 to 23 minute range are very common. Deaths can spiral in this game. Luckily, that hasn't happened so far for either runner, but once you get into these later worlds, it gets brutal, and once you die once, you are prone to dying again, especially as you try to pick up your Fire Flower, so... Really, you know, taking a death here or there, or taking a hit is expected. You have to avoid the spiraling in a race setting. That's what's big. GT Ace in the World 3 Castle. Cosmic right behind him. I think it's tightened up maybe a little bit. It's more like a 7 or 8 second lead for GT Ace. GT Ace falling down, having to get the backup. We'll see what Cosmic gets here. There he goes. Nice boss kill. Cosmic gets the boss kill. Very clean. A nice 3-4 for both runners. So, heading into World 4, one little change. It's not really going to affect the speed run, but you're going to see the red piranha plants. In a casual playthrough, these guys can be pretty annoying because they don't stay down in your pipes. If you're near the pipe, they'll come up regardless. But moving through World 4, this is really not too bad of a world. World 5, once you get to the World 5 castle, and after there, you have to deal with the 6-2, the water level, and then some of the later levels, the later castle levels especially, can be really brutal. So, first half of this run through World 4, really not too bad for a race setting. After that, it gets very, very bad. These are also the same levels that you play in a warped playthrough of the game. You have to play through World 4 in a warped playthrough. You go from 4-1 through 5-2, and then you can warp to World 8. So, these are levels that both these runners should be very familiar with, because they've both done warped runs as well. They've had a lot of practice playing them over the years, of course. A couple of pretty nice 4-2s, nice World 4 so far, nice and consistent. Into 4-3 we go. Four 3 is another one of those worlds where there's a lot of kind of tricky jumps. There's a lot of long ones you need to make. It's pretty easy to die, and these bullet bill patterns at the end can hurt you. Cosmic dealing with them now. Nothing too bad. He got out of the way. But yeah, if you get... This is the thing. You don't know your pace when you're doing a race like this. If you're doing record attempts, you know what pace you're on, and you kind of have an idea of what the bullet bills are going to be doing. But here, that's not the case. So you are liable to die. 4-4, you gotta deal with these fire bars. They can be in different positions. And looks like both runners are making it through with not too much difficulty right now. Oh, GTA's just going under that shot from Bowser. Wow. Cosmic gets out. Okay, Cosmic takes damage from a Podoboo just in his way. Not much he could do about it unless he knew it was coming. That's another time loss for Cosmic, just really getting bad luck. Going to have to wait now. This is the Famicom Disk System doing its loading the second half of the game. So we will wait. And off we go to World 5. Cosmic's going to have to pick up the Fire Flower again. Like I said, it is really important that you keep Fire Flower as much as you can, so if you lose it, you got to pick it up again right away. You do not want to be without it for longer than you have to. First level, they're going to be dealing with the wind. Okay, GTA's a little slip up there, having to play it safe and wait. Cosmic makes it through. So he's picked up a little time over GTA's, but not having the Fire Flower is going to lose him time in the long run. GTA's slowing down a little bit of a hiccup. Couldn't get the boost off of the Koopa. Cosmic does get the boost, and he pulls into the lead. That's a pretty big time loss if you can't get the boost off of the Koopa. You saw it right there. Cosmic is in the lead, but again, he doesn't have fire. That's going to cost him. So he is in front of GTA's, but really GTA still has a slight advantage right now. Heading into 5-2, one could call this a level with an infamous history, maybe. So you see Cosmic picking up the mushroom just like that. GTA has the lead back, and still having to get the Fire Flower is Cosmic. There's the Fire Flower, and off they go. So it's still, maybe a 4 or 5 second lead here for GTA's. But yeah, leaving 5-2. Not too terrible of a level for a warpless playthrough. Don't have to do any wrong warps, nothing like that. But we're coming up on 5-4. 5-4 is one of the hardest castle levels in the run. Very hard, very random, so many spots you can get hit. I would be pretty impressed if both players make it through, keeping their fire intact, not taking any damage. See what happens. So yeah, 2 games into it, not even 2 games into it, a game and a half into the relay, and it's just a 4 or 5 second lead for GTA's, but man, Cosmic taking damage again. It's gonna, every time you take damage, it'll cost you, depending on how long it takes to pick up Fire Flower, it's like a 5 to 10 second loss. I believe that is Cosmic's 3rd time losing Fire Flower this run. He hasn't died, and GTA's did die once, but his 3rd time taking damage. Alright, GTA's, we'll see what he does here, dealing with the different patterns. Very liable to taking damage, and Cosmic has to do it without fire, so if he takes damage, he dies. Both runners making it through. Oh my god, I don't know which screen to look at. GTA's, it looks like, has made it through intact, and Cosmic, he's looking good, just has to make it through Bowser, no problem. Both runners making it through a 5-4 without taking damage. Man. Especially for Cosmic, that was a really risky position to be in, because he takes damage, he dies. And, the castle level, there's no checkpoints, you have to go back to the start. World 6, again, we got another really tough level coming up in 6-2. Right through the pipe for GTA's. Cosmic, I don't think he can you do this glitch when small? You can. Lesson learned. You can do that glitch even when small. But yeah, coming up to 6-2, another one of the toughest levels in the run. It's a water level. It is the harder water level of the 2 in this run. It's just like 3-2, but you got more enemies. And that means more random placements and many more ways where you could die. So, GTA's, he does have fire here, which is good, but Cosmic does have a smaller hitbox, so that will help to an extent. You'd still probably rather have fire here so that you can clear the enemies out of your way, but here we go, 6-2. Really tough level, very random level. It looks like GT Ace actually is doing the crouch hitbox glitch here. So his hitbox, okay, he just got out of it and used fire. Cleared the enemy out of his way. Cosmic looking good so far as Small Mario. Oh, just squeezing between the two enemies there is Cosmic. GTA still looking good. GTA with the blooper and the cheap, he gets through it. Cosmic almost gets trapped under an elevator. Oh my god, that would have been bad. Both runners make it through. Okay, that's a pretty clean 6-2. No major slowdowns. They both made it nicely. Wow. So far, I mean, Cosmic's taking damage 3 times, but in these levels where it really matters, you know, 5-4 and 6-2, he's made it through cleanly. Alright, moving through, we're going to be getting to another castle level in a moment, 6-4. Those, you know, in addition to the random patterns, just, you get sent back to the start of the level if you die. There's no checkpoints, so just very dangerous and risky levels in general. Cosmic's starting to power back up. He's going to want to get Fire Flower here before he fights Bowser so he doesn't have to... And there is a death. Cosmic did not have P-Speed. He couldn't make that jump. I think he did reach the midway point. He did, so he can get the mushroom back here, but GT Ace has opened up a really nice lead. Very consistent run from GT Ace. He's gotten some pretty nice patterns, but he's capitalized on it really nicely. Alright, GT Ace flying through 6-4 right now. Has to slow down a bit, but... man. He's almost got a full level lead over Cosmic right now. Nice kill on Bowser. Here goes Cosmic. Taking the top route like you have to take. Makes the jump to the pipe. Nicely done by Cosmic. And alright, he's through that part. Long fire bar, crouches under it, he's good. Alright, Cosmic makes it through. No adding insult to injury there. The lead stays the same. It's just under a 1-level lead right now for GT Ace. Oh boy, Koopa landing right on GT Ace's head. Alright, this is the first time he's taken damage other than the death. That helps Cosmic a little bit, but he's still got a pretty big deficit he has to overcome right now. He's going to want to get his Fire Flower back as soon as he can. He gets it right here. Got the wind to deal with. Not fun place to pick up the Fire Flower. But regardless, there we go. GT Ace now having to slowly ride to pick up the mushroom. Again, one of the most important parts is if you lose Fire Flower, you want to get it back quickly. And you can see they know where to go for the Fire Flowers much better than even I know where to go. They know all the hidden spots. GT Ace working through 7-2. Now after this level, we're going to have a level that is very hard for a casual playthrough in 7-3. You're going to have a whole bunch of springs and wind to deal with. For a speedrun, generally not considered to be as bad. But yeah, it's another level where you can die if you miss landing on a spring, and it's a costly death, because it's late in the run. So here we go, GT Ace. Dealing with the wind, dealing with the springs. Lands on the second spring. And third spring, we are off. Fourth spring, nicely done GT Ace, looking good. Cosmic. The fourth spring is really the most important one. These first three, not too much of a challenge to land on them and keep going quickly, but this fourth one is a little bit tougher. Cosmic lands on it, nicely done. You don't have room to approach it and land on a runway, you just have to land straight on it. So, nicely done both runners, they are through. 7-4, GT Ace going for a clip right there, but he missed it. Dealing with the elevators. This is another very tough level, it's one of the trickiest to execute, there's so many different maneuvers you have to do. But looking pretty good so far for GT Ace. Gets under that first one. Second one, he has to wait a little bit. And he is through. Nicely done. Cosmic now working his way through. There is the fire kill for GT Ace. Under the fire bar for Cosmic, and then one more. Oh, through the top. Nicely done, Cosmic. Love to see it. Ooh, just making it over that fire shot from Bowser, and he gets the fire kill. We are off into World 8. World 8 does not have any checkpoints. If these guys die, they're back to the start of the level. Here goes the wrong warp for GT Ace. And there you go, warps right to the end of the level. Shortly before the end, at least. But a really, really clean wrong warp there. Nicely done. Didn't scroll the screen too far, not enough. Here goes Cosmic. It has to adjust a little bit. He too gets the wrong warp. Too much time to explain how that works. It's similar to the one in 5-2 if you've seen a certain someone's video on it. But yeah, nice 8-1 for both runners. Into 8-2. Again, they're through the toughest of the tough levels. The ones you really need to, the really brutal ones with the patterns, 5-4, 7-4, and then the 2 water levels. Those are probably 4 of the hardest levels in the run. GT Ace, nicely done getting the Koopa bounce up to the vine. That's a very important trick in an any percent run. Warpless is a little less optimized, so it's not as crucial, but did a nice job of hitting it. Here goes Cosmic, gets the Koopa bounce, up he goes. Nicely done. Going into 8-3, get ready for some Hammer Brothers, but once again, shouldn't be too much of an issue. For Warpless run, World 8 can be a problem, but again, not as bad as some of the worlds preceding it. Looking nice and clean. It's about a half level difference right now for GT Ace. Got maybe a 15-second lead, something like that. He did lose his Fire Flower in the last world, so Cosmic was able to catch up a little. But still a pretty nice lead right now for GT Ace heading into the last level. Alright, heading into the last level, 8-4. This is, I think it's the longest level in the whole run. Ice skating there for GT Ace, very nice. There's risky strategies they can go for here, but there's also a lot of moments they can wait and play it safe. I have a feeling that's what they're going to be doing. GT Ace is on a really nice run right now, and Cosmic is on a nice one as well. I don't think they're going to want to do anything too risky to cost a bunch of time for their teams. Turning it around there for GT Ace. Into the long corridor coming up. And now we gotta bounce off of these 2 Koopas, GT Ace does. Nicely done. Into the last room. Say hi to Bruce, everyone, because GT Ace is gonna just run right under him. And now we got one more. One more Bowser. And taking damage, but that's okay. What a run from GT Ace. Just had the 1 death and 1 time taking damage. Very impressive run from GT Ace. Cosmic now finishing up for Team Pecan. I need to adjust the game audio. Give me a moment to get everything situated, folks. Time there for Cosmic. Beautiful run. And we have SBD Wolf. Where is his name? SBD Wolf and Trisk going at it head-to-head. 2 of the best Castlevania runners in the world going at it right now. Alright, we are off. So, Castlevania, this is probably one of the more consistent runs in our relay race today. There's still a lot that can go wrong. And right now they're working their way through level 1. This is known as a jail. They call it the level 1 jail in an any percent run, because it's like frame perfect trick after frame perfect trick. SBD Wolf ended up missing the bat boost here. Trisk is lining up to get the stopwatch from that bat. He picks it up. Gonna go for a boost off of this bat. Very nicely done. So, Castlevania has a trick on some of these boss fights called the critical hit. Sometimes it's frame perfect, sometimes you have a bigger window depending on the boss fight. But he's going to go for it here on the bat. If he gets damaged the same time he damages the bat, and he hit it, a critical hit for SBD Wolf, frame perfect trick, nicely done. Saves a few seconds. If you get hit on the same time you deal damage to the bat, you end up damaging him, I don't know what the exact amount is, something like half of their health bar, and because the bat does double damage, his whole health bar goes away and you instantly kill him. So Double crit, both players getting the crit. Really, really nice start for both players. Heading into level 2, we've got the first scroll glitch that I believe both players are going to go for here. Scroll glitch is a really complicated trick. You're essentially confusing how the game loads the next section of the game whenever it scrolls. So we'll be coming up here on the next screen, but other than that, level 2, not too much of a time swing typically. Pretty consistent. SPD Wolf, you're going to see him going for a boost off of this Medusa head. Right here. Makes it up top. And we're going to see him try to go for the scroll glitch. So, he will freeze time, scroll glitch, let's see. Did not get it. He's going to have to go up and around. Trisk now is going to try to get it as well. And he didn't get it either. That's okay. It's like one of the hardest tricks in the game. Really, one of the hardest tricks in any NES game is getting all of these scroll glitches. So 0 for 2 on this first one, but there will be many more to come. Don't worry. SPD Wolf's going to go for a critical hit on the Medusa. Or not. I thought he would. He didn't. Still a quick kill regardless. See if Trisk ends up going for the crit. Trisk, no crit either. When I was talking to these two runners before this relay, the vibe I kind of got was that Trisk was going to be going for more risky strategies than SPD Wolf. I think there was maybe a scroll glitch or two Trisk was going to try for that SPD Wolf was going to pass on. So we'll see what happens. There is a scroll glitch they could do in this level. It's a very small time save. I don't think either of them are going to bother going for it. Trisk kind of hinted at it, but I don't know. I doubt it. I think that was just some smack talk. So, level 3. There's a couple risky sections in this run. This section right here, this first kind of upstairs section, can be pretty tricky, but both runners making it through. Later on, the bridge before the final boss can be difficult as well. There's a few different ways you can take it, some riskier than others. Both picking up the axe here, and they're doing that so that they can get the cross from that candle. And it looks like it's kind of hard to estimate. Maybe a 12-second lead right now for SPD Wolf. Pretty close, 2.5 games into it. Pretty nice level 3 from both runners. Trisk did have a knockback, but again, nothing catastrophic. Nobody died. This is a level where it's pretty easy to get knocked back and die, and that's costly. You lose your weapon, you lose time, you get sent back. SPD Wolf, the bridge before the boss, very cleanly done. And you're going to be seeing a pretty simple boss kill right here. You're going to go to one side, and when these two bosses, the two mummies, intersect each other, they overlap. You will deal one damage for every frame your cross touches them. So a very quick boss kill there for Wolf. Should be seeing something very similar from Trisk. As soon as the mummies overlap, you'll be dealing 1 damage every frame. Instantly dead. Very sick boss kill. Very, very nice start for both runners. Clean runs through level 3. I am very impressed by the quality of play from all 6 runners so far. It is very high intensity to do one of these relays, so props to all 6 so far. Gonna be going for a trick here called Cave Skip. SPD Wolf needs to freeze time. I think he got... Okay, he had to do a pause buffer. I think he let go 1 frame. He paused 1 frame too early. We'll see what Trisk does, but he does get the Cave Skip. Nice job, SPD Wolf. Here goes Trisk. Looking for the freeze. That, I think, is good. You have a 2-frame window to do that first stopwatch. And nicely done. Both runners getting Cave Skip. That's a pretty nice time save. Very clean, once again, from both runners. So yeah, there's 2 parts to that Cave Skip. You have to freeze time once, and then you have to freeze it again and get the boost off the bat. And SPD Wolf did not freeze time correctly the first time, but you can do a pause buffer to make up for it. And looked good. So, moving into the last stage of level 4, you're going to have a boss kill on Frankenstein. There is a critical hit you can go for here. I would imagine they're both going to try it. Not too risky if you miss it. You can pretty quickly get the backup. I think it's a 3-frame window to get this critical hit, so it's a 20th of a second. Sounds very difficult, but to these runners, they're fairly consistent with it. Nice critical hit there for SPD Wolf. Gets the Frank crit. Trisk following up. Can he get the crit? Can he get the crit? Okay, it looks... I think he missed the critical hit there, but not a very big time loss, no big deal. It's like he didn't take all the damage away right away, but... Okay, he got the crit. My bad. Scroll glitches. So, this is a level filled with scroll glitches. There's one they could have gone for on this first screen. It looks like neither of them went for it. On screen 2 in a minute here, though, there's going to be another one to go for. Trisk is going for the scroll glitch. Going to take the boost up top here. And he didn't get the scroll glitch. He missed it as well. Not a big deal. That's kind of a minor one relative to what's coming up. Both runners making it through the end of stage 13. Once we go to stage 14, the second screen of stage 14, you're going to be seeing the second set of scroll glitches. SPD Wolf making his way up. Let's see if he can hit it. He's going to be able to fall through the floor up here if he hits it. And he did not. He's going to have to take the stairs down. So Trisk is going to try it now. SPD Wolf should be going for another scroll glitch momentarily here. Let's take a look. Looks like he did get it. He's going to be able to go through this and then go back the other way, and it'll be a door, and he'll be able to move to a later part of the stage. Trisk also missed that second scroll glitch. Now he's going to go back and try for this third set. And he missed it. Okay, Trisk did not get the scroll glitch. SPD Wolf will pull into the further lead. Wow. So it looks like Trisk... okay, so he did get the backup. Good for Trisk, but still SPD Wolf is picking up on his lead. Team Pumpkin right now, man. They're killing it right now. This is a... I mean, it's close to like a 30-second lead at this point, I think, for Team Pumpkin. A lot of race left to be played, but 3 very consistent runs so far from Team Pumpkin. So yeah, Trisk ended up missing that last scroll glitch on his first try, but he attempted it again and did hit it, so it worked out okay. Not a complete catastrophe, but going into the last level of Castlevania, it is a very comfortable lead for Team Pumpkin. So, last level of Castlevania. There is a scroll glitch to go for. It's pretty risky. From what I heard, the intel I gathered, Trisk will probably be going for it, and SPD Wolf probably will not. It's a pretty small time save, and it's the hardest one in the run, and it's risky if you miss it. So, we'll see what they decide to go for. But yeah, I would expect to see Trisk go for it and SPD Wolf pass. So, screen 1, you take the boost off the bone. Screen 2, another boost, and we will see... Yeah, SPD Wolf not messing with it. Don't blame him. He's going to pick up the safety meat here, too, to get some more health. So Trisk, I mean, he must know he's behind. I have a feeling, even if he was unsure about going for it, I feel like you have to try, you know? Try and make up a bit of time here, but we'll see. See what he wants to do. He also does not go for it. So, he had missed scroll glitches earlier in the race. That could be factoring into it. You know, he wasn't scroll glitching too well right now. Alright, SPD Wolf, working on Dracula. They're going to be going for a 2-cycle critical hit right here. Cycle 1, pound him with the... pelt him with the cross. Cycle 2, go for the critical hit. And he missed it. Alright, SPD Wolf misses the crit, but it's pretty quick to get the 3rd cycle kill right here, and he'll be working on the Cookie Monster. Trisk, 2-cycle kill could really help him right here. See if he can get the frame-perfect critical hit. SPD Wolf finishing up on the Cookie Monster. Trisk doesn't get the crit either. Alright. Not able to pick up some time there. SPD Wolf is done. We are headed off. Mario 3. Pause that. We are off and running, folks. Mario 3. Wait for Trisk to finish up. And he's right behind him. So I think it's more like a 20-second deficit at this point. It's not quite as lopsided as I thought. About 20 seconds. I mean, that's a hand. That's maybe a hand and a half if it's closer to 30. Nothing too extreme. So for Team Pecan, we have the world record holder, Mitch Flower Power. And for Team Pumpkin, we have excellent runner. I believe he's in 3rd place, Chikubi. 2 runners who are just absolute legends of this game. 2 of the best. And this is just a standard any percent no wrong warp speed run of the game. So I'm not going to be seeing any wrong warps, not going to be seeing any warpless runs or 100%, nothing like that. So working the way through World 1, there's some, World 1 there can be some time saves and time losses. There's some fairly minor things. You see Chikubi picking up the leaf, takes the damage, and he will get the first warp whistle right here. See if I can adjust the cropping a little bit. Just make it full the screen a little bit better. So, Mario 3, like I said, there's little time losses and time gains to be had early here, but the big thing for Mario 3, the hands. And I'll talk about that a bit more when we get there, but those are going to matter a lot. Chikubi, making his way through the World 1 Fortress, picks up the leaf and goes to get the second warp whistle. Very nicely done. Mitch working his way into the castle. And off Chikubi goes to World 8. Auto-scroller heaven coming up. Alright, so I'm trying to keep track of what the lead is right now for Team Pumpkin. It's an 18-second lead. I mean, that's one hand. So, that's the difference right now. If Mitch gets one fewer hand than Chikubi gets, we're essentially going to be tied. For some reason, I thought it was a bigger lead than that, but we're a little closer. Working their way through the auto-scrollers right now. Generally not too risky. Every now and then you'll see someone take damage, and that does lose you a bit of time. Nothing catastrophic, because you can power back up. But yeah, working their way through the auto-scrollers. For anyone who doesn't know how the hands work, later on in World 8, after another auto-scroller, there are 3 hands. Each hand has a 50% chance of pulling you in, and for each hand that pulls you in out of the 3, you lose roughly 20 seconds. Depending on which hand it is, it can be a little less than that, but on average it's about 20 seconds. So, if someone gets no hands and the other runner gets 3 hands, which is very, very unlikely to happen, but if it does happen, that's a full minute time swing. That's pretty huge. So really, Mario 3, it's great because it can add some spice into these races, but it also has the potential to kind of bury it if it just really wants to be lopsided and unfair. So we'll see what happens. This should be fun. But working their way through these auto-scrollers, not too much to talk about here. Just trying to not get hit. Chikubi stream, though. Chikubi, stay with me. I think we're good. A little bit of lag. So one thing to look at here, this Boomerang Bro moved forward. That means his Boomerang takes a little longer to leave the screen, so that's a very small time loss. Not a big deal. I think it's less than a second, but that's something. A little bit of bad luck there for Chikubi. Right here, there is a Fire Flower in this block on Chikubi's side of the screen. Very nicely done to pick it up. Didn't look like he was in any danger whatsoever. Clean pickup for Chikubi. It's a decent time loss if you can't pick it up. You have to go get it later. So Mitch having to keep up with him. Gonna have to do the exact same thing. There he goes. Mitch! Oh, barely getting that Fire Flower. Nicely done by Mitch. That did scare me a little bit. That was a close one, but nicely done. I'm going to go ahead and really quickly reset the player on both sides. Just make sure we're up to date on both sides of the screen. Nice glitch there from Chikubi. Running on the air. So, like I said, it's all going to come down to these hands. It's going to be a very major moment in this relay race. Hopefully, it's going to be consistent. You know, they'll both get the same amount of hands, or just one hand separating them, but we will see. Yeah, I could just make up some donation clips to read right now. Alright, Jacoby gets the kill. Here we go. This is it, guys. This is a huge moment in this relay race. What luck will these two runners get? There's five. You're going to see 5 hands on the screen, but only 3 of them can pull you in. Jacoby gets hand number 1. Okay, that's the slowest of the 3 hands. If you're going to get a hand, that's the worst one to get. So not a good start. Unlucky there for Jacoby. Let's see what Mitch gets. Actually, I think Jacoby might have a chance to go through this again before Mitch gets there. It's going to be close. Alright, here goes Mitch. Mitch. Hand 2. Okay, so Mitch has hand 2. Jacoby has gotten hands 1 and 3. So this isn't going to be a blowout either way. They're either going to get the same amount of hands or only one different. That's very good. We like to see that. Alright, one more chance for Mitch. And he does get pulled in. Both runners get 2 hands, and the hands make virtually no difference on this run. There's a very slight difference because they both got hand 3. Mitch got hand 2 and Jacoby got hand 1. Hand 1 is slower than hand 2. So after all that, Mitch may be picking up a few seconds, but nothing super consequential. So the race did tighten up a little, but not much. Next up, we have this fast auto-scroller. It's probably the most dangerous of the 4 auto-scrollers in World 8, but these guys have played this literally thousands and thousands of times, so it's not going to be a big deal. There have been deaths here on world record pace. I've seen it, but hopefully not in the relay, because that would be a huge time loss. So after this auto-scroller, we're going to be seeing 3 standard levels. You have 8-1, 8-2, and the World 8 Fortress. All 3 of them are pretty difficult in their own ways. There's a little bit of randomness with the sun in 8-2. So that could be interesting. We'll see how that plays into it. You can deal with it without much of an issue as long as you play correctly, but we'll see what happens. 8-1 for Jacoby. A lot can go wrong in this level. Let's see. Nicely done at the start. Gets P-Speed, a nice P-Speed build, able to maintain it. Textbook 8-1 from Jacoby. Beautifully done. Mitch's turn now. See what he can get going in 8-1. Nice fire kills. Build P-Speed here. He does not build P... Okay, he gets it right after, though. And is, okay, able to get it. Not perfectly smooth from Mitch, but he's able to get something decent out of it. Jacoby now, 8-2. Time to deal with the sun. Oh, nicely done on the piranha plants. That always scares me every time I watch one of these runs. The backwards piranha plant fire shots. Here goes Mitch now. And pretty nice 8-2 from Mitch as well. Alright, both runners make it through. Jacoby now in the World 8 Fortress had to do an extra jump to make it into the door. Not a big time loss, no big deal. Oh, but he does lose fire. Now, is there somewhere to pick up fire here? I don't think there is. Oh boy. That can be... Okay, let's see. Okay, smart. So there is a way to pick up fire in the World 8 Fortress if you lose it there. It's a pretty big time loss, but obviously worth it, because if you don't pick it up there, it's a major time loss. You'd have to get it... I think you can't get it before Bowser. You have to do a really slow kill on him. So, we have tightened up. Let's take a look now. So it's about... I mean, it's about a 10-second difference now between Jacoby and Mitch. It has tightened. 10 seconds, less than a hand. So I'm glad the hands were consistent. One more auto-scroller to get through. Not too much to say about this one. Pretty slow, not too exciting. World 8, the castle in World 8, there's a few tricky spots they're going to have to deal with, and they're going to have to get the kill on Bowser. Generally, you know, for the final level of a Mario speedrun, it's not too difficult. unless you're going for Bowser's Basement. That would be fun. Does Mitch want to make up some of the time and go for Bowser's Basement? He could. But yeah, working their way through the auto-scroller, just to the full right side of the screen, mashing fire. Why not? There's nothing else to do right now. It's just such an easy level. So yeah, you guys are all saying they're not going to do basement. And obviously you are correct. But that would be pretty cool. Going for basement right now to make up like half of that, half the lead. Alright, World 8 Castle. Here we go. So really, I mean, the big difference in this run was Chikubi losing Fire Flower at an inopportune time. Mitch has had some very small time losses. There's a nice clip for Chikubi getting through the wall. We'll see if Mitch can match that now. No, he's not going to try for it. He's just going to go around. That's a nice time save from Chikubi. It's going to pick up a few seconds. Elevator clip successful. One-up clip from Mitch, gets through it. Really nice castle from Chikubi. Man, he's really everything he got perfectly there. Working on Bowser right now. Great run from Chikubi. Great run from both runners, honestly. That, man. They both got two hands. It kept it nice and close. And that's really what you'd expect from Chikubi and Mitch. Two of the best runners to play this game. Very, very nicely done. And the lead is maybe closer to 15 seconds now as we move in to Rockman 2. Hope you guys are ready for this. This is going to be such a fun relay run. Mitch finishing up now. Off we go. It is Satoko Addict versus Prizzy. Two excellent runners of the game. I need to mute audio. I have muted audio, and let's get this set up. There you have it. Satoko Addict and Prizzy. Satoko Addict has a 26.51 in this game, and Prizzy has a 26.54. Both very, very strong runners. Anyone who has a 26 is a pretty incredible Mega Man 2 speed runner. Worth noting, of course, we are playing on Rockman 2, the difficult version of this game with the shorter cutscenes. So there's a lot to look out for in this run. We're going to get to it. We'll talk about it as we get there. But we're starting with Flashman right now, and not too much to say about this level other than you want to pull off a very impressive-looking kill on the boss before he starts to even attack you, before he starts to shoot anything. So if you've never seen Mega Man 2 runs before, get ready, because Mega Man is going to be zipping all over the place in just a couple short levels. Once again, I'm going to do a quick player reset, make sure we're both in sync. Toko Addict gets the kill, very nicely done. Let me crop his screen just a wee bit. There we go. Both runners getting the kill on Flash. Perfect. Alright, so, Flashman, not too crazy of a stage. Next up, we're going to be looking at Heatman. Talk about this in a moment. My apologies, making sure everything's all set up with the cropping. I don't think we're cutting out anything. Heatman. So, Heatman, there's this section in the middle of Heatman with the Yoku blocks. If they die there, it'll be a very costly... We're talking like 35 to 40 seconds on the death. So, we'll see what happens there, but that could be a costly point in the run. We want to see how safe or risky these players decide to play it. But for now, making their way through the start, jumping from platform to platform, using the pea shooter, nothing out of the ordinary. See if they go for the item 3 placement here. Looks like they will. No reason not to. First zip in the run is about to come up. Mega Man gets stuck in the wall with the help of an item 3. You can see it on Team Pumpkin's side. Stuck in the ceiling, and it ejects him all the way out to the right. Now these Yoku blocks, these disappearing blocks, if you die here, you go back pretty far. It can be very costly. And you want to land on them right as they spawn in order to do this optimally. It's Toko Attic making it through nicely. Prizzy looking good. He's playing it a little safer. You can tell that the blocks are there a little bit longer before he lands now on the Toko Attic side, but it's not a bad idea. Just play it safe during a relay. No reason to go over anything too crazy. Alright, so through all that, you got Team Pumpkin maintaining that like 15-20 second lead. This boss fight now, Heat Man, he can delay 30, 60, or 90 frames between each shot you hit him with. So 30, then a 60, another 30, another 30. There's a 90 for Satoko, there's some bad luck. 30, another 30. Really nice pattern for Satoko. Prizzy getting a little bit longer delays than what Satoko got. Yeah, this is a really nice fight for Satoko. I think they're going to add to their lead right now. A lot of 90s for Prizzy right now. 60s and 90s. Another 90 right there. And a 60. So it's a roughly 1 in 3 chance for getting any 3 of those delays. And if you get really bad luck, you can get 90s over and over and over. So pretty unfortunate. Looks like we have about a about a 15-second lead right now for Team Pumpkin. Still, such an easy deficit. I mean, I don't want to call it easy, but there's so much that can happen still in these 2 last runs. Mega Man 2 and MTPO, 15 seconds can be gone in the flash. Airman, they're going to be going for something called Fast Air, where they make it through this section of the stage with no ground, using some platforms and a lot of Item 1. If you die here, it can also be very costly depending on how far into it you made it. So we'll see Satoko dealing with it now. Didn't get the first despawn, but not a huge deal. Looking pretty good. Alright, made it through without dying, that's what's important. No despawn either for Prizzy, but as long as you make it through here without falling and dying, you're okay. Looking good. Nicely done by Prizzy. Okay, no, both runners are through. No major disasters early. We're looking pretty good. These Heat Man and Airman, if you die in the wrong spots in those levels, it's super, super costly, and they're early into the run, so both of them making it through cleanly without dying is really big. Nice despawn there from Satoko. Get those enemies out of the way with the help of the birds so they can't even spawn in. And here we are at the Airman boss fight. Now he shoots these projectiles at you, and you need to try and land your pea shooter as best you can while dealing with the projectiles. Man, Satoko's close to dying. Very low health, but he made it through, no problem. He is good. 2 ticks of health. We're off to go. Prizzy. See what sort of pattern he gets. Not a favorable first pattern. A little bit better with the second one. And he gets a pretty nice kill as well. Alright, nicely done. So, still looking at about a 15-second difference right now between Team Pumpkin and Team Pecan. Not really able to add to their lead, Team Pumpkin, but he's played very cleanly. Prizzy has played very cleanly. Just 2 really good starts to the runs. And you'd expect nothing less from 2 runners with a 26 in Rockman 2. Clash Man. One of the hardest tricks in the whole run is right here at the start. They're going to go for the Task Clash Zip, otherwise known as Biggie. It's a zip on this first screen. Satoko looks like he got it. Very nicely done. He was able to just zip through most of the level right there. The game has no idea where he is. It's just thinking he's on this screen. He's way further into the level than that. As you can tell, he just died, and he's way further into the level. Prizzy trying for it now. He does not get it. So the backup for that... Yeah, I think, yeah, you do it on screen 2. Yeah. Definitely a bit slower, but he's still able to get it. So Prizzy, maybe a 7 or 8 second time loss there over Satoko, but adding to their lead is Team Pumpkin. A really nice clash so far from Satoko. Item 3 placements on the ladder. Satoko doing a nice job of that. You have to put them in a precise spot, and you can put them down and jump off of them to get a bit higher. And nicely done for Satoko. Prizzy, item 3 placements. Looking good. Yeah, I think you're right. Task Clash and Biggie are actually two different things, but still, doing the first screen zip on Clash is extremely difficult. Even whichever one you're going for. I mean, Biggie you can still lose quite a bit of runs to going for it, but Task Clash is like very, very high level only. Both runners making it through Clash. A little bit of a hiccup for Prizzy. Moving on to Quick Man, there's going to be another one of these zips where you screen wrap ahead by a screen and the game doesn't know where you are. So we'll see, see if both players are able to get that. And there is actually a potential to soft lock on this level. Hopefully we can avoid that. It has to do with the zip later in the level. But if they do, they're just going to go ahead and password back to Quick and avoid a complete catastrophe, but it would still be a pretty big time loss. Here goes Satoko setting up this first zip. He missed it. Gonna go for it again now. And okay, he does get it the second try. Looked a little sketchy on that second try too, but he does get it. He's gonna keep the lights on here. You can go for this with the lights off and save a little bit of time, but no need to do that in a race. So the game thinks that he is a screen behind where you actually are. He screen wraps here to get back on the screen, and now he's all caught up. Everything's normal, just using Flash to get through. Prizzy now, going for the same zip, and he gets it first try, keeps the lights on, and once again, the game thinks he's a screen behind where he is, so you see where he actually is, and then it loads the next screen. Now he will screen wrap, get back to where he truly is, and we are off. Satoko does not get the soft lock, gets a nice zip, very nicely done. One of the sketchiest moments in the relay is making sure you don't soft lock there, so both of them did a good job. Okay, bit of a costly boss miscue there for Satoko. He fired an extra Clash bomb. Prizzy wiggles into the door, nicely done. No, not even close to soft locking there, so very, very good job. Alright, moving on from Quick, we are on to Woodman. 3 stages in a row with a very confusing zip where the game just has no clue where you are. So I'll do my best to explain what's happening, but it's pretty convoluted. Just watch a certain Mega Man 2 video if you want to know more, like about the history of the world records or something. I hear that goes pretty in-depth. Both runners will be using item 2 to get right through this first screen, and then they'll be going for something called the dog scrolls. There's 3 dogs here, and they're going to go ahead and zip right past them so they don't have to spend time killing them. Dog scroll number 1. Satoko wiggles through, gets past the second one, and past the third one. He does not get the extended zip, but that's alright, not a huge time loss. And here we go for hoping for some good wood from Satoko. He's zipping through the stage right now and playing through it, but the game can't update that because he's screen wrapping. So he's playing through Woodman's stage right now, you just can't see it. Prizzy looking good on the dog scrolls, and he does get the extended zip, so nicely done. And going for some more good wood on Prizzy's side of the screen. Satoko having a little bit of trouble with the end of the wood zip, but he was able to figure it out. He got there. And an intentional death, you are warped straight to the boss room, the room right before the boss room, and nicely done from Satoko. Prizzy setting up for the same thing. He will zip all the way to the right and warp to the boss. So we'll get an update on the time difference here. It's still looking to be maybe 15 to 20 seconds between the two of them. Woodman kill, you're just using air here to break through his shields and take him down. Metal Man is up next. Metal Man doesn't have any huge zips. It does have a couple of small zips these guys can go for, They're not super risky. You can soft lock on one of them, but it's pretty unlikely. 19-second lead right now for Team Pumpkin. Stoko struggling with the menu a little bit, but he's off because he's going to go for the first zip. He will. Oh yeah, I forgot about that zip. That is a big zip. There's a couple smaller zips they can go for, like this one. Didn't get that one, but he got the first big one. That's what matters. There's another small one he can go for up here on Satoko's side of the screen. And he does get it. Careful to not soft lock. You only soft lock there if you zip on the first frame possible, and that's pretty easy to avoid. From there, you use item 2 to get through the rest of this long corridor, just going over all the enemies instead of dealing with them. Nice zip there for Prizzy. You'll be seeing him use item 2 right here as well. Metal Man boss fight's another pretty easy one. You're just going to spam quick at him. Make sure you stay on the side of the screen so that metal never crosses over and you can just get a quick kill on him. Not crossing the halfway point, Metal Man stays still, and you get a quick boss kill. Very nicely done for Satoko Addict. Prizzy right behind him. I think he made up a little time there due to Satoko's menu mishaps at the start, but still probably about a 15-second lead right now. Well, maybe not. So Prizzy, I think he went a little too far, and that made Metal move, and he went to the other side of the screen and started jumping around. So I think that time gain that he had at the start of the level, he may have just lost. Moving on to Bubble, I apologize for the bitrate in advance if it looks bad. That is what happens when you have a background of a waterfall in an NES game. Satoko, making his way through, uses item 2, and we're going to be seeing a couple of significant zips right now. There's an item 1 zip and then an item 2 zip. It is hard talking for this long, guys. Losing my voice. Power through it. We're getting there. Satoko Addict. Zip number 1, using item 1. Very nicely done. He sets up those two spaced apart perfectly so that he can use one to get up to the other. Item 2 zip coming up in a moment here to zip through the second part of this level. And nicely done from Satoko. It looks like a crazy zip. You're standing on item 2 and suddenly you're going through the wall. But there you go. Prizzy looking for the item 1 zip. He has to stay on the lower platform, but that'll work. No problem. Just a very small time loss over what Satoko did. And time for the Bubble Man boss fight. Another fairly insignificant one. It does matter a little how many bubbles he fires. 2 of them there for Satoko. It's like average luck, but not a huge deal. Prizzy working his way through the ending of Bubble Man. He's got the graphical glitch going on. Very nice bubble there from Satoko. Couple mishaps for Prizzy in the middle there, but he got through it. We're off to the Wily stages. 6 Wily stages and we're done with this one. Each one has its own set of challenges, really, except other than Wily 3, which doesn't have much going on. Wily 1, you got a whole bunch of vertical wraps, and I'll explain those when I get to them. But you're going to be wrapping all over the place in Wily 1, and you'll see that later again in Wily 4. Vertical wraps rather than horizontal zips. Best music in the whole relay right here, I think. Most people will be inclined to agree with that. See, I should just crank this up and stop talking. Alright, vertical wraps right here. You're going to see Satoko Addict couldn't get into the wall there, so he's not going to vertical wrap. False advertising, my apologies. He'll go for them later up here, though. But yeah, essentially what happens is you get stuck in you sit stuck in the wall while you're at the top of the screen. So the screen goes to the next screen, but you stay at the top instead of going to the bottom of it. It's called a vertical wrap. See if Prizzy can get it right here. Setting the item 1s, and he will get the vertical wrap. Satoko going for another vertical wrap on his side. He gets it into the wall. Top of the next screen. And he's through. So, vertical wraps are the name of the game in Wily 1. Prizzy going for his second vertical wrap. Nicely done. So if you miss that, you can potentially fall down and lose a decent amount of time, but neither player having to worry about that. I mean, these guys have 26s for crying out loud. They are awesome at this game. Dragon Kill, you spam quick into him. You're going to see Prizzy, if you could see him, probably doing some patented teeth mashing. But unfortunately no webcam, so we can't see that. So, off into Wily 2, there's a very important horizontal zip toward the start of this level. If you miss it, you can die, because there are spikes right below you. But hopefully we won't have to worry about that. I'm amazed how, I mean, these guys are keeping it, it's like been a 15-second lead ever since the end of Ninja Gaiden 1. I mean, it's been so consistent ever since then. These guys are like matching each other, game for game. Nice zip there for Satoko. He will go up top, and then down. Prizzy going for the horizontal zip here. Very nicely done. He's in the wall. And through. Alright, Prizzy gets the zip. Satoko got the zip. Here on Satoko's side, you just want to avoid getting items here. So there's one. Item refill. Health refill. Not the best luck, not the worst for Satoko. Not ideal. But again, when you have a lead like his team has, the little things like that really don't matter nearly as much. Oh man, Prizzy getting a whole bunch of little ones. And into the boss room we go for Satoko. This boss, you mash metal, and that's the end of the story. Each form, you just fire a few metal into them, and they're done. There are some shenanigans you can go for in Wily 2. No one went for anything too crazy though. But yeah, still very consistent. I'm trying to get a gauge of the lead right now for Team Pumpkin. I mean, I think again it's still in that 15 to 20 second range. Maybe closer to 20 at this point. Yeah, looking at it's about 20 seconds at this point for Team Pumpkin. Wily 3, this is the easiest of the 6 Wily stages. There's one thing to kind of look out for on the boss. You want to get good mashing and get a 3-cycle kill if you can. But yeah, they're just going to be using item 2 to fly over most of this. There's Saba Ping. No Saba Ping, so 1 Saba Ping right there for Satoko. Let's see what Prizzy gets. This could decide the race. I mean, how many Saba Pings we see these guys get? It's so close right now. It could come down to the fish. No Saba Ping for Prizzy. No Oh, he gets it. Sorry, I got fooled, man. I didn't see it and I got excited. Both runners getting 1 fish. Evens it out, so we're not seeing anything too lopsided. Okay, back to the actual race. Satoko Addict gets the zip into the boss room. He's going to pull out quick here and use boomerangs on the boss. You want to see a 3-jump kill ideally, but we'll see what he can get. 4-jumper, it's not too bad. It looked like it was maybe going to be a 5-jumper at the end there, but 4 you gladly take, no problem. Prizzy, we'll see if he can get a 3-cycle kill with the teeth mash. Nice 3-cycle kill for Prizzy. Not a really big time save, but anything helps. Wily 4, this is, they call it Purple Hell. This is maybe the most difficult stage in the entire run. You're doing vertical wraps all over and a whole bunch of little precise things, like that zip in the ceiling to the right. But yeah, a lot of item 3 placements, a lot of vertical wraps. Nice start so far for Satoko. Vertical wrap here, he nails it. Nicely done so far from both runners. Satoko gets the extended ceiling zip, very nicely done. Alright. Moving his way down now. This can be risky because, again, you land on these spikes, you die, and you go way back, and you're short on some of your items, 1, 2, and 3. Oh boy, not getting it there, so he's going to have to wait and take the platform. He placed item 2 a little bit too low, Satoko did. Now I was able to use it very nicely to go over to the left. There's the Shoka dance from Prizzy, nicely done. One more zip these guys have to do. You're going to see it in the ceiling right here from Satoko. Don't overzip. He doesn't overzip. He is in the door. Nicely done. Very clean Wily 4 so far from Satoko. Not out of the woods yet, though. You want to try and get save 2 crash bombs here if possible. You're going to be doing a damage transfer, and you're going to be doing a very precise placement right here. Looks like he got it. That's a 2-pixel window you have to place that Clash Bomb. Couldn't get to see the damage transfer, but you could tell he got it. Really nice. I think he got it. Hang on. Stream's lagging a little bit. Yeah, okay. Prizzy has 2 shots of Clash. Satoko is 1 short. I think he must have not gotten the damage transfer. It must have been what it was. So it's going to cost him a little bit of time on this Wily 5 boss. A lot of boss fights in quick succession here, so there's a lot that can go wrong quickly. See if Satoko gets a nice air pattern. Looks like he did. Very nice from Satoko. Gets the quick airman kill. He still has the 30, 60, 90 delays, but it matters a lot less because he has bubble. Prizzy, it looks like it's taking a different route through Wily 5, starting with quick. Interesting. Working on wood, working on Clash. You use air on both of them. Wood and Clash again. So I think Satoko did bleed a little bit there toward the end of Wily 4. He's going to be bleeding it really on Wily 5 when you can't kill the boss quite as quickly. Working on Quick. Quick is very random. You just have to use your pea shooter and take him down as well as you can. Decent enough fight for Satoko. Prizzy not able to get the crazy airman kill, losing a little bit over the pattern that Satoko got. Clean enough there for Satoko. Prizzy working on Heatman. Metal Man. Oh, nice kill by Satoko on Metal. So, Satoko about to finish up, and he's about to go into the final boss of Wily 5. He only has 1 Crash Bomb, though, so he's going to have to use Metal. Just use Metal to take him down all the way. And I was going to use... Oh, he missed! He missed the Clash Bomb shot! Oh, man! He only had 1 and he missed it. Prizzy could make up some big time here. Now he will switch to Metal and finish him off, but Prizzy's going to make up some solid time. It's not going to be the lead, but he's making it up. 2 Clash shots for Prizzy. There's the first one. And there's the second one. I think we're down to less than a 10-second lead now for Team Pumpkin. Yeah, we're looking at about a 7 or 8 second lead for Team Pumpkin. Wily 6, you have the zip here. This is a silent level. There's one very intense thing to focus on, though. You have to get the zip. You don't want to overzip. There goes Satoko. Gets it. He stops pretty early. He has to wiggle in, but he did. He didn't overzip. Nicely done. Prizzy. He's in the ceiling. We're getting lag. Why are we lagging now of all time? So he too has to spend a lot of time wiggling to get in, but can't really blame him for playing it safe. You do not want to die, have to die on Wily 6 because he overzipped. Alien kill. Don't hug the alien. You do not want to be touching the alien right now, unless you have iframes. Satoko Addict. Don't think he's going to be getting the right side kill. He's a bit short. Gets the kill. Prizzy gets the right side kill. We are neck and neck going into Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, folks. Oh my goodness. It is close. Holy cow. Look at them. I mean, they're in sync. It's like a quarter of a second lead for Team Pumpkin. Oh my goodness. Alright, I gotta crop this real quick. They're working on Glass Joe. Glass Joe is a pushover. So you guys can watch them beat up Glass Joe while I get this situated. I cannot believe how close we are. My goodness. We have J-Durg from Team Pecan and K3. There we go. K3 from Team Pumpkin. Two of the best Punch-Out runners in the world. J-Durg just got fewer fake rises on Glass Joe. I mean, we're tied. We are tied right now. Like a 1/10 of a second lead for Team Pumpkin. Punch-Out's an extremely random game, and more than what matters in the fights, it's how long it takes these guys to get up. That matters a lot for RTA. So this is both going to be a 1 count. The second count that Von Kaiser gets up on, though, is going to actually matter. No lucky star for either player. We're still in sync. Let's see what count they get. 3 count for J-Durg. Team Pecan has the lead for the first time in this relay. Oh my goodness. Insane. So that's the thing you're going to notice about RTA. J-Durg just got a slower Von Kaiser time, 37 seconds versus 36. But he gained time in the relay because RTA is horrible. And what really matters in RTA is how long it takes the Boxers to get up. What counts they got up on. What matters in the fight, what happens in the fight matters too, but it's a lesser degree than for a normal single segment run where you use the in-game timer. Oh my god, I cannot believe this. Piston Honda, this can be a very random fight. They're not going to be using RNG manipulation. I gotta switch the audio, I just realized Team Pecan's getting the audio. Alright, nice pattern there for J-Durg, 29 with 1, and K3 gets 29 with 1 as well. Wow. Team Pecan in the lead right now. This, I still cannot get over this. Piston Honda is a pretty standard fight. We'll see what count Durg gets. He's going to 8. Both runners going to 8, so that's a guaranteed bad refill, and obviously a time loss because of going all the way to 8. Dude, I gotta catch my breath. I'm going crazy right now. Team Pecan has about a 2-second lead. 3 fights into Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. This game is very interesting for races when you're using RTA because there's so much that can differ. This is the most random game in the relay. It's maybe the most random NES speedrun in general, but it's almost like there's so much randomness that it tends to balance out for RTA. Because what counts they get up on, how long it takes to get up, fake rises, what luck they get in the fights, all of that, there's like so much randomness that it tends to balance out pretty well. There's some exceptions to that, and we'll get to those when they happen. But yeah, this is a very strange game to be running RTA. Don Flamenco won. This fight would have a frame-perfect punch, but they're going to be going for a buffer strategy that makes it free. So there shouldn't be too much of a time gain or loss in the fight itself, but again, that's not what matters. What count does Don 1 want to get up on? Two count. Really good luck for Team Pecan. K3 is going all the way to 8. Yikes. Unlucky there for K3. Both runners have played perfectly so far for what it's worth. Neither one has made a mistake. But Team Pecan getting pretty good luck right now. And they got like a 5-second lead at this point almost. Maybe 4 seconds. Fake rise there on Team Pumpkin's side. And Dawn 1 actually mattering in a Punch-Out speedrun. Who would have thunk it? King Hippo. This fight is very, very random. Shocking. You're going to hear that a lot in this game. Very random. You need him to open his mouth at least 3 times. There's a first open for J-Durg. Very good luck. Not a second open. Gets his second open there. K3's getting nothing but blocks so far. There's the first open. A lot of blocks now on both sides. K3, I don't know if he's going to deal enough damage there. I don't think. Yeah, you're not going to get the 3 cycle. He needs a 4th open. Both runners making execution mistakes on King Hippo, and it's costing them. But K3, oh my god, they're like tied again. So what happened there, both runners made mistakes on King Hippo. They had to get a fourth open, but K3 did get better luck. J-Durg ended up getting blocked over and over at the end there, just bad luck. K3 did eventually get his fourth open. But, oh, Team Pumpkin had the lead, but King Hippo did fake rises to give Team Pecan the lead. Pumpkin was in the lead there, but, oh my god, he must have gotten fake rises. I didn't even notice. Okay, this fight, unless they make a mistake, there should be no time swings right here. This fight's completely consistent without any mistakes. He always gets up on a 1 count, and there's no randomness. So they both get that 41 knockdown. This is going to be a pretty low one, I think, for K3. Not that it really matters. Couple of 1 counts. Wow, yeah, that's almost a 47 for K3. Very risky. So, very, very small lead for Team Pecan. We haven't even gotten to the most random part of this game yet. You can see K3 picking up a few frames on execution. Yeah, we got, I mean, a 1 second lead, if that, right now for Pecan. Tiny, tiny lead. First knockdown on Bull 1 is going to be very consistent. It's the same thing every time. You get him at 17 seconds unless you make a very weird mistake. Both runners get it, but we got to see what count they get up on now, because it's so close that this matters. 4 count and a 5 count. Okay, not a huge difference. No lucky star for either team, it looks like. Both playing this correctly so far, getting the same identical patterns. Durg getting the nice backup strat. K3 gets worse luck. So the knockdowns were in sync, but you'll notice Team Pecan has 1 more star in reserve. So that could come into play. They both get a 3 count. I think Team Pecan's going to come out of this fight with the lead, though. By a decent margin. Although K3 gets amazing luck in Phase 3. He gets the rolling jab pattern. Oh my god. Team Pumpkin has the lead again. I don't know where to keep the audio. I feel like I should just have them both playing at this point. But yeah, a tiny lead for Team Pumpkin because of a clutch Phase 3 pattern. It's only 1 in 4 likely to happen. Cutscene number 2. Going into the World Circuit, the second half of this game. This next fight, Piston Honda 2, should have very little variation because in a single segment run, so not in a relay race setting, you want to get a TKO, but that involves knocking down 3 times. So for this, you want to just get the 1 knockdown KO because you don't have to knock him down as much, it's faster. Going by the in-game timer, it's faster to TKO him, but for real time, you just want to get the knockout. So you're going to be seeing them do buffer strategies right now, just hitting him in the gut over and over. It sets up so that you arrive on, when Honda backs up so you can get the knockout, you'll arrive there on the frame you need to get it every single time. Different buffers it looks like from both runners. It doesn't really matter which you do, they're both going to get there on the same frame. There's the knockout, and there's the knockout. So, fake rises, let's see what we get. Could happen on 5 and 9. Gets one for K3. J-Durg does not get it. Okay, in the end it evens out. Both runners get 1 fake rise. And it is still a tiny lead for Team Pumpkin. Soda Popinski, very, very random fight. I know I'm saying that like every single time these guys face someone new, but it's true. Soda can throw uppercuts and hooks, and you want him to throw uppercuts. So let's see what they get. K3, long delay and then an uppercut. And because he played it safe, J-Durg will pull into a very slight lead. Interesting. But he got up 1 count earlier, so now Pumpkin has the lead again. Okay, an instant going down there for J-Durg. This is crazy. I mean, It could swing back right here. Okay, they both get 5 counts. Wow, Jader is playing it really risky. But neither runner gets any hook. That's a 51 is an insane fight for Jader. That's a very fortunate soda fight. Wow. He got really good luck there, and he played it very risky, but it worked out. He just gave his team the lead by like 2 seconds, which feels like an eternity at this point. So it's a lead for Team Pecan. Bowl 2, this should be a pretty consistent fight. He always gets up on 9, and there's very little randomness. They both hit the 3-frame punches at the start. That's good. So yeah, it's going to be a slight lead for J-Dirg and Team Pecan. But we'll see what the fake rises are. So on 5, he can pretend to get up and go back down. And he does not. And he does not either for Team Pumpkin. Okay, no fake rises. Like to see it. Neither runner going for misdirects, it looks like. Some blocks there for K3. Looks like he did go for a misdirect. Dude, my voice is shot right now. I can't do this. There's a fake rise for Team Pecan. And no fake rise for Pumpkin, so look how close we're going to be. It's back to like a 1-second difference. No misdirect for Pecan, and they do get it for Team Pumpkin. And because of that misdirect, it's 1 in 4 likely they're going to take the lead again. It has swung back to Team Pumpkin in the lead. Oh my god. Dawn 2, this is a really random fight. His time matters more in single segment than he does for RTA like this. But there's a lot that can change if one of them gets a random star here early on. Let's see, the first one's a guaranteed star. Okay, no random stars for either player, so they should both be getting like 45-second knockdowns here. They're both doing some weird strategy. I should have told these guys, don't do this. I don't know why they're doing it that way. K3 does get an extra star, though. Maybe it did pay off. We'll see how well he can use it. Oh, look, they're dead tied again. Weird. How strange. So K3 got a random star because he did something kind of risky, but again, it paid off. And because of that, because of the random star, he's taking the lead. We'll see what count he gets. A 3 count. Really good luck for K3. Dirg. A 2 count, even better luck. Oh man. K3 will finish him off by punching him down. That's a better strategy for single segment than it is for RTA. He does have the lead, but at this point it's about a 3-second lead over Team Pecan. 3-second lead for Team Pumpkin. Final 3, Mr. Sandman. Normally you want to take an intentional knockdown on this fight because it speeds up the in-game time, but it loses you time if you're timing with a stopwatch like this. So neither player will be taking the knockdown. These gut punches at the start can be tricky. You have to raise his guard and then dodge out of the way and punch him. And there's randomness once we get to the end of this fight. I'll explain it when we get there. At the start it's pretty consistent though. Those punches they take don't really matter for anything. I think they're just not messing with it and taking damage like they would from a normal strategy, but it doesn't really matter that they're getting hit there at all. So yeah, it's a small lead right now for Team Pumpkin, a few seconds. I'm going to go ahead and reset each team's player just to make sure we're in sync. I think Team Pecan picked up about a second when I did that. But they get an 8 count and Pumpkin gets a 3 count. So Pumpkin is going to open up a bigger lead right now. It's about a 5-second lead, I think. Nice Dreamland Express dodging from K3. Jader gets a long delay, but looks like good dodging there too. Nice fight right now for both players. Now, this refill can be big or small. It's a 25% chance at a big refill. See what K3 gets. He gets the low refill. J-Dirg, another 3 count. 25% low refill. Low refill for both players. Okay. Game's keeping it fair. Game's keeping it fair. Both players have had perfect execution other than a mistake in the hippo fight. So Mario says TKO there. It's a 5-second lead right now for Team Pumpkin. 5-second lead. Macho. This fight probably matters more for RTA than any of the others because Macho can do random amounts of spins. He can get up anywhere between 2 and 8 with a fake rise. There is a lot that can happen on this fight in addition, and I didn't even mention what happens in the fight itself. There's different patterns you can get, different star luck you can get. I'll do my best to explain what happens here. So first thing is, what pattern do they get? Nice sneak in from K3. He gets the good pattern and no fake out. J-Dirk can't sneak the punches in. Gets the good pattern, no fake out. Okay, equal luck pretty much for both players there. A 2 count for K3 is really, really good luck. J-Dirk now. Oh man, Macho's going all the way to 6 for Team Pecan. That is unlucky, man. Not much you can do about that for Dirk. K3. Goes to 4. Okay, that's about average, I would say. See how many spins K3 gets now. A 2 count for J-Dirk. That helps Team Pecan. Okay, a mistake on K3's side. He didn't recognize the end of the spin sucker. Ooh, this is getting dicey for Team Pecan. Okay, they get through it, Team Pumpkin, and right behind him is J-Dirk. A beautifully executed fight from Team Pecan. A mistake cost Team Pumpkin. It's a 2-second lead for Team Pecan. Pardon me. A 2-second lead for Team Pumpkin going into Tyson. It really could not be any closer than this. I mean, this is insane. Mike Tyson, you have to hit frame perfect punch over frame perfect punch. You have to hope you get lucky with the 8-second delay. You need to get good counts from Tyson in a race like this. Here we go. K3 starting it off. Hits his first frame perfect. Misses his second one. J-Dirk hits his second one. Both runners with some pretty good execution right now. 8-second delay for Team Pumpkin. No 8-second delay for Team Pecan. That's going to help. Oh, no, I missed. Okay, no, that is the 8-second delay. He gets the 8-second delay after all that. He got the switchback pattern. Okay, very similar first knockdowns here. 106 and 108. 2 count for Team Pecan helped, but they're behind right now. They're going to need something. Maybe a mistake from K3. There's a block that'll help Pecan. But Dirk missed also. They're both missing uppercuts right now. Only 3 thrown for Dirk. Oh, a block for J-Dirk. That's going to hurt. That's a couple seconds lost. K3 gets a block. What count does Tyson want to get up on? That might determine it. A 2 count. A 2 count for Team Pumpkin! Oh my god, they needed that. Here's phase 3. K3 is hitting them. He misses 1. Dirk really needs to hit all 8 right now. Oh my god. A block! That might do it. That block might have done it. Team Pumpkin takes it. Just barely getting it on Tyson. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Basically identical luck and execution on that last fight. Team Pumpkin is the winner. It is official. Pumpkin pie is better than pecan pie, and no one can argue it now. It's over. What an insane race. Oh my goodness. You have got to be kidding me. Let me see if I can get an interview going. I cannot believe the ending of that race. Oh my goodness. K3, can you hear me?
Hey, Salt, how's it going?
Everyone's pouring in.
Oh my god, I'm
How's it
shaking
going,
so
everyone?
hard right now, dude.
That was so intense. Do you know how many times you guys traded leads on Punch-Out?
Oh, I'm sure it was insane, because I know I started off slow, and we had such a narrow margin.
You guys have
going
about
in.
8 lead changes on Punch-Out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hippo kind of started out nice, then he dicked me by not opening. But Soda was a bro. And then Tyson, holy shit, dude, could you not delay?
Yeah. Well, you delayed for both of you. You got the same luck.
Yeah. He was like giving me the 2 second delays between every punch. It was like, my god.
Yeah. That's J Dirk talking, in
Holy.
case you guys don't know. And
Oh, hey
K3
guys.
was the first guy.
Oh
Uh,
my goch, great race.
Yeah,
Great
Team
race.
Pumpkin, congrats guys. That was like all six of you played super, super well. I mean, I was very surprised it was that clean of a relay race from start to finish.
Yeah, yeah, I expected. I'll be honest, I expected some big lead changes just because so many of these games have such hard tricks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then the pressure of no reset. It's just absolutely insane. So
yeah. The Retro Runner isn't in the voice call, but he got it started off super, super well on Ninja Gaiden. I don't know what his final time was. I think it may have been in the 1140s, maybe low 50s.
Wow.
And then GT Ace with 2J. How do you
That's
feel?
me. I'm so glad I died immediately because that helped with nerves. And then I proceeded to like not do any big mistake the rest of the run. Because in 2J in a race setting, all you want to do is not take damage.
Yeah.
And after that, and that death was like 5-6 seconds.
Yeah.
Like really, it wasn't anything. And then, what was it? Yeah, just like damageless until like World 7, and then 7-2 has easy power up regrabs, and then no other major mistakes. So
Yeah, you died once.
pretty
and-
good.
You died once and lost fire once. I think Cosmic never died, but he lost fire 3 times. I think. So that was
Yeah,
the
that-
difference.
Yeah, again, not taking damage is the priority in a race setting. And
Yep.
it's
Did
really
Cosmic
hard to
not
do
die
that.
once?
No, I think
I don't-
Cosmic died once.
Did he?
Once.
Okay.
When he was small Mario, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
There you go.
Well,
He just couldn't hold on to that fire flower.
it's hard. It's really hard to do.
2J in a race setting is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hey, what's
especially
up, guys?
that
Sorry, it's Retro Running. I'm in the middle of moving and realized we were doing an interview. But to correct, 11:51 was the time.
Wow.
That
51.
was
My god, dude.
Almost
little
beating.
dice with the demon there. Could have gone really badly, but
Yeah.
I'm glad some risk paid off or whatever.
You were a hit away from dying, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Demon deals 3 damage per, and yeah, if I missed it, 1/cancel would have been over.
Yeah. Yeah, Arcus had a really clean run too. It's just you were going for more than he was, and it paid. Like it paid off. You could tell.
I'm glad to be a part of Team Pumpkin.
You did it, man.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
If you didn't go for those risky strats in Ninja Gaiden, your team probably would have lost because it was that
Yeah.
close.
That was the difference. I kept thinking like, oh, because like I was pretty unhappy with my Jockio fight as well.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what if I posted a better Jockio? Like,
Yeah.
could have been in better shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody did awesome. Like it was incredible. Like I don't know if a lot
get
of
these
people
6
watching race for the first time. It's ridiculous to do all this stuff in the one and go in front of people and stuff. And like pretty much everybody played super duper well.
Yeah, and to get all 6 of these games and to have the final time be within a minute, because I'm looking in the Discord, they're both timestamped 6 p.m. on the nose.
Yeah.
It was like a
insane.
few seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole race was like that. Like I was like trying to practice and keep an eye just to have an idea of when I could stop practicing and focus, and then I saw how close Satoko and Prizzy were on Mega Man 3. I was like, man, like this is gonna come down to the wire.
Wait, what?
So-
We played Mega Man 3?
Or Mega Man 3. Dude, my nerves are completely shot. So like this,
My nerves
like
went
getting
away
a
when I got by
favorite
Hippo. I was afraid I was going to get like a minute 40 something Hippo.
Yeah.
I didn't 3 cycle on Hippo. I got nerved, and then
Yeah.
I couldn't hit a frame so perfect in phase 3 for my life, dude.
Yeah, you guys had like very similar execution. Like you both messed up Hippo and then did everything else perfectly except K3 at the end of Macho is the only thing.
Yeah, I made a mistake on Macho. I didn't get that star punch off.
Yeah, I got the
Good
random
one.
block, but I was able to recover.
Let's see, Castlevania, right? Trisk. I don't think Trisk is in the call, but SBD Wolf is here. How do you feel, man? SBD Wolf.
Yeah, pretty happy about it. It was pretty solid. I timed it. It was an 11:33 in an RTA time, which is slightly faster than my average.
Yeah.
Got to show off a couple scroll glitches. Actually, got to show an alternate strat that I found a few days ago where you can basically do two attempts at doing what we call the egg in stage 14. So it's a slightly slower way to boost up, but you can open up a hole farther right and then boost up. We didn't know about it until like a few days ago. Actually, pretty glad I got it.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, pretty solid. Not too much more to say about it.
Yeah, I don't know what time Trisk got. I think you gained a little time over him, though.
Yeah, we were talking about it in the end.
Yeah.
A little bit earlier. I think it was pretty close and I might have gained like 5 or 6 seconds or something. I'll have to rewatch it. I was watching most of the run, but during the Castlevania run I just minimized everything and focused on the game.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely be looking forward to rewatching this.
Got it. Cool. Mario 3, Mitch, Jacoby, how you guys feel?
I feel pretty good about it.
Just leave it at that. All right, next game.
Well,
No.
I was gonna let Jacoby chime in on it if he's here. Let him.
He's in the call. Doesn't look like he's here though.
Yeah, maybe he's like muted or something. But no, that was really good. I took some safe strats in World 1, but definitely wanted to get the shell throw, tail grab. So that was good.
Yeah.
Hands were like nice but not nice. I think it's good that we both got 2 hands. It didn't swing too much.
Yeah.
It's like a no hands versus 3 hands. I mean, that would have been a 1-minute swing just from that. So I'm kind of glad to keep the race nice and steady. The hands kind of behaved.
Honestly, my goal with putting Mario 3 in this relay was that there was going to be drama with the hands, but it wouldn't actually decide anything. And that's exactly what happened. So it was perfect.
That's really good. 8-1, I had like a little slip up, but other than that, it worked out pretty well. The last jump in Bowser's Castle is always scary if you fall in the ragu, but it didn't happen. So
Yeah. I think Jacoby, he got hit in the World 8 fort, so he had to spend some time.
That was pretty bad. So I'm at the point where I usually get like the P speed in that level like every single time. So when I don't, I'm just like, what am I doing? And I didn't know how to like get through that thwomp without getting P speed there. Sort of, it just felt weird, and I somehow like didn't have the momentum, and I like took damage to the thwomp. That was just really weird.
Yeah.
Which like not getting the conveyor P speed.
Yeah.
Like midway. Okay, yeah. That is weird.
But yeah, I mean, it was close in the end. Again, I don't think there was like a huge time swing in that game at all. Like it was like a 10-second lead after Ninja Gaiden, and that basically stayed the same till the end of Mega Man 2.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mega Man 2, let's see. Yeah, Prizzy and Satoko Addict are both here. How do you guys feel?
That was crazy.
Yeah, I agree. That was so intense. I had my heart rate timer on.
What'd you hit?
You can see it. I got to 130 to 140 in Flash, the easiest stage. So yeah, that's
So like at the start.
Right at the start, my hands were super cold because I mean I wished I was playing Mega Man 3 because when you play Mega Man 3, it's a very active game, so you can like get your hands warm after the first couple of stages. My hands were cold the entire race, and I cannot believe I didn't die. I had some close calls. Unfortunately I actually died in bubble, but that was not a big death. But pretty happy. It's kind of weird that I got the quick, the soft lock zip, but I got the frame perfect one. That I originally I told myself, okay, whatever you do, that one you better play safe. But I was looking at the stream, I was like, oh man, I'm so far behind. Okay, you know what? I have to go for it, and I'm really glad I got that one, because right after I messed up the clash zip, because unfortunately I got stuck. So I couldn't go for the biggie, and that cost me a lot of time. Like I think I was like 30 seconds behind Satoko. And I glanced over because I was so far behind, and I saw he got the task zip, the task clash. I was like freaking out. I was like, okay, I better get this, and I'm glad it worked out. Got his 2740, so pretty solid run overall. Very happy.
Hey, 27 in a race is like, I feel like you can't be unhappy with that.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's a solid time for a race.
Yeah, and then
I also got a 4x.
yeah.
Wait, what time did you get, Satoko?
I think it was 48.
40. Okay, so pretty close.
Like I had a massive lead going out of Clash because I just had a pretty solid start. 854 is not bad for a race.
Oh yeah, I had a 913, so
That's a pretty massive lead, but I just started
Yeah.
bleeding time like crazy already in quick, and it just snowballed from there. And towards the end game, I kind of stabilized a bit. It didn't bleed so much time, but then in Wily 4, I messed up the damage transfer, and then I shot the bomb too high on the Wily machine. Despite getting great refights, I had the one cycle air even. But
Wow, what? Really?
I just had to back up with heat and then metal blade, and it was so slow. And I also missed the alien cycle.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. I think you like when you combine both Rockman 2 runs today, you get to see a lot of crazy like shenanigans. I think you didn't go for the item 2 zip, so you
I did.
oh you did?
I actually made a last-minute decision to switch bubble routes because in practice I died doing like the hop at the start. So I just like I'm gonna do item 2 at the bottom and play it safe, which uses item
Okay.
2 zip still.
Ah,
It's
okay,
like
I
the
see, I see.
race route that I use.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I couldn't believe when you got that air refight, the one cycle. I was like, whoa. That helped. But yeah,
That is actually very, very crazy. Because like you have to get that, perfect pattern, and you also have to perform because that is not easy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, last game was Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. K3 and Jader both did very, very well. It's like, honestly, at the end, the difference was I think K3 got a 2 count on Tyson for the last get-up, and Jader got a 5 count. And that was, like, the difference.
Wow. Wow.
That's awesome.
And did you
Yeah.
only get 3 uppercuts in phase 2, Dirk?
Yep, only got 3. He decided to continue his really slow pattern.
Yeah, K3 got 4 off of 106. You got 3 on a 108. So.
Yeah, but I missed like a bunch of them too. I was missing frame perfects left and right in phase 2 onward.
Yeah.
It was like the nerves were starting to hit, and man, that was such a fun race. I can't really remember much of the run. I didn't run splits because I didn't want to know how good my run was or how bad it was. But I know I started off really slow. Like I got the false get ups with Glass Joe, and I had 8 count with Honda, and then I didn't 3 cycle on Hippo. So there was a lot of like micro time losses, but then it started to get better. I got a really good pattern from Sandman, and Macho. I made a mistake. I'm not sure how much actual time that mistake on Macho cost. Probably about a second and a half, 2 seconds.
Yeah, you were gonna get like upper 50s, I think, right?
Yeah, but I
So-
mean, like I don't know RTA, like how much time that
It's probably like a
Anyway.
3-second mistake.
yeah 3 second mistake. So, but with that game and RTA with Punch Out, you really
Yep.
sometimes a 3 second mistake isn't so bad compared to what can happen with the counts and the other fighters getting up. So, but so this was a fantastic relay, man. Like just went way better than I could have expected. And so
Yeah,
just
I
wanna-
agree.
Thanks for putting this on, dude. This is awesome.
Fully agree. Fully
Yeah.
agree. I mean, my punch-out run went the same as K3's. It sounds like where Honda won with the 8 count, and I just didn't want to mess up that fight. And then Hippo, praying to God I didn't screw that up because me and that fight have a bad history. But thankfully it wasn't that bad. The rest of it was pretty good. I mean, Soda dropped down instantly. If I decided to go for screwdrivers, that would have been a 46.
Yeah, 50
And
to
then I wanted-
51. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I didn't mess up Bull 2 because that opening can cost you 30 seconds real time if you mess it up.
Yeah.
Sandman got the 8 count on phase 2, which kind of stunk. Macho was wonderful, and then Tyson, it was funny because during the warm-ups I was working on hooks, and I found a little audio cue that had been working very solid for me, and I was hitting all my hooks. If I hit just one more, we'd be having pecan pie trophies. But I think a race this close, every single one of us is going, if I only did this slightly different.
Yeah.
But killer relay,
I mean,
so thank you so
I'm
much.
certainly thinking that. Like, I wish I did a little better or whatever. But I think we put on a crazy show. I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't matter who wins because it was just such an amazing spectacle. And thanks Summoning Self for inviting me to be a part of it.
Thank you all for participating. I appreciate it. Glad it worked out so well. And
Yeah,
I'll
it's great.
have to make this an annual thing.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure. Everything happened for a reason.
Oh yeah.
I like to hear that.
Well, thanks everyone. You all did a great job. I really appreciate what Summoning Salt put on. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your holidays. You know, Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Whatever.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for participating.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Adios.